Really? Really? This dude been about 7 minutes too. Are we ready? We going home? We going home? Then once you know he live,
Then he
now he
wait to
wants to
pull his
position
mic.
his mic. This dude right here, man. Are we at the banana dumps?
No, wait. 2 minutes before the show. Y'all ready? You ready? You
Put
ready?
me in, coach. Put me
Right.
in. Put me
As
in.
soon as he get in, he don't know what to do with the
I
ball.
don't play down.
I can't stand there with the ball.
It's
Like,
harder than I thought it was gonna be. Man, don't put it in my hands in the last 3 seconds. It's just like, boy, I got a bunch of bricks in my drawer, man.
it's like Carlton on Fresh Prince when he hit the last shot.
When his dad said, I just gotta ask, what was you thinking?
He wanted to be the hero.
Oh man, you know, and I always go back to that play. First of all, good morning, Milwaukee.
Good morning.
And so again, today is Nia. It's our purpose day for Kwanzaa, part of the Nguza Saba.
Raining,
And,
man.
yep. Kennedy's at home right now putting together the Kanara. So she'll
It's
do.
raining, it's pouring.
All right. But it reminds me of the play. The Bucks were playing Brooklyn, Game 7, and PJ Tucker got the rebound. He gave it to Giannis. Giannis gave it up as soon as he got it because neither one of them wanted to get fouled.
Right, they knew.
They knew, man. Oh, Brick City, man. Yeah. So they wanted to give it up. Well, you know, think about it. Wasn't what's my guy's name? Anderson played with Orlando. Nick Anderson. What he shooting like 80% or something like that?
Yeah, he was like an 85%.
Yeah, and missed 4 in a row.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Hey man, pressure.
It really does bust pipe.
Yeah, I've said they said bust a pipe.
Oh man, pressure is real. So when people people sit in their backyard, they just practicing that last shot, but you doing it in a controlled environment.
And it's nothing like real time,
right?
When you got to operate
with millions of people watching you. You know,
yeah.
I felt bad for that kid last year in Detroit when he was playing the Bucks and he missed a free throw. Rookie's like, oh man, I wouldn't
feel bad. I wanted the Bucks to win.
Oh yeah, but I just that level of pressure.
If you ain't on my team, I don't care nothing about your pressure.
I heard that.
You guys watched last night?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
How long is Charlotte gonna? Oh God.
Hey, but you know what though? But that boy Ball is a problem.
And the ugliest shot
in the world.
ever, yeah. But he hits it.
What was that guy? That guy Miller. That guy Miller pretty nice on that team too.
Yeah, B. Miller. Yeah. Now he. When they first drafted him, I said he's going to be a star. He just needs time, and then he need to be on the right team.
Yeah, well, get out of Charlotte.
Yeah, he got to get out of Charlotte. But if he left Charlotte, that boy is an all-star.
And I don't know what it is with
the game last night.
No, I missed that one.
You see it, Keith?
The Golden State game?
Yeah.
No, I missed that one. I watched a little bit of Cleveland and San Antonio.
No, that was a good game.
Yeah, watched a little bit of that. Yeah. And then I kind of, what is with these teams, man? How does the Rams get beaten by the Falcons? And the Falcons dominated that game.
Well, that catch that they ruled not a catch because the ball was moving when he caught it and that guy grabbed his arm.
Yeah.
That would have tied the game because they would have kicked the field goal and won the game. Well, and sent it to overtime. But, Atlanta played spoiler. They knew that
a lot of these teams. Well, and for LA, it is and it isn't important in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I guess right now, if it lines up, Green Bay will be going to Philly.
Well, Atlanta.
They're talking about sitting their starters already.
Well,
yeah.
Atlanta had to win that because if they won that, it'll be a 3-way tie, and Tampa Bay wouldn't get in.
Yeah.
So.
Well, then you still have Baltimore, Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That game matters.
Yeah.
And then is it Seattle? No, it's not Seattle in LA. It's there's another game where
that Chicago game with San Francisco, that was a real huge game because
that's why the Packers should have won their game.
They should have won their game because we could have won.
Right. But I think that they were playing because it looks like Willis could have came back in.
Yeah.
But he
was hurt, wasn't he?
Yeah, and it was. Did you see how he got hurt?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, he threw a pass.
And he just hurt his shoulder.
And it hurt his shoulder when he threw. And I guess it was the shoulder he had hurt.
Yeah.
But he threw it and he came back. He came back on the bench. But at this point, we don't know when Love is coming back. Why risk him getting further injured? You're already in the playoffs, and so.
So they were saying that it's a possibility next year that Cat Willis man can
He gonna
get
make
a
some
nice
money.
contract and probably with Minnesota.
He going to another team.
Yeah.
Now, because Minnesota quarterback with that guy who they drafted, they saying that he's probably gonna be
JJ McCarthy.
He's probably gonna be a bust.
Yeah, Matt Flynn. He got all his money from one game.
Sure.
When the Packers played New England,
Sure
he
did.
threw for 400 yards, one game,
Yeah, I
Okay.
remember
get
that.
a big contract,
And then
and then
sneak up the joint.
no, he gets cut.
Yeah.
That's how
sure
Russell
did.
Wilson.
Well, because he was stinking up. the
Because
joint
Russell
in
Wilson
practice.
was the third quarterback as a rookie,
Yeah,
and it's him and then the kid Jackson.
yeah. What was that dude's name?
Because Bevels was the offensive coordinator, former Wisconsin Badger.
Yeah.
What's that dude's name? But Jackson, yeah, and Russell Wilson ends up beating both of them out.
Well,
So
they
get your
really
money,
wanted-
man.
you
Get
know,
your
they
money.
Really wanted
Get you a
Russell to beat
get you a
him.
Deshaun Watson contract,
No, but
fully
he gonna
guaranteed.
get it though. He
ain't gonna get that kind of
no,
money.
he just might, like, if he went to like Oakland, he went to like the Raiders, because like what he's showing now, he's athletic.
Oh, there's
he
a
can
whole
run,
lot of teams that
he
could
can
use
throw.
him.
Man,
The Jets?
the Jets most definitely.
They're-
Now he
they're-
can get the money from the Jets,
Right. And then don't know what's gonna happen down in Miami
Yeah.
with Tua.
Oh no, Tua's done.
Yeah. So yeah, good for him, man. You know what? If what is it? If you stay ready, you don't have to
You
get
don't
ready.
have to get
But
ready.
every time this dude has gotten in, he's produced. And I kept thinking, like, oh man, he had no turnovers. He didn't. That interception was thrown by the guy that came in to replace him.
Hey, you know what? One of our colleagues, man, the great Quake Cool, said that the Falcons head coach was the former defensive coordinator for the Rams. So he knew the schemes and the weaknesses of the Rams, and he was actually able to actually pinpoint.
Was that
those.
Raheem?
Is it Raheem? I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you look at the game, man, it was a good game, man.
Well, I think part of it is also in the mind of the Rams is we're in the playoffs. Okay, and I'm not saying you don't get out to the play to get hurt, but in the back of your mind, you thinking, okay, this game is not as important as a playoff game. That's why you're gonna see a whole lot of people not playing next week, or or this, because this Sunday's the last Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna see a lot of people not playing, but there's still some games out there that matters. And so we'll see what the Bears decide to do.
Because if the Bears lose, then the Packers would play Chicago.
Oh, okay. I think, and I know it's Chicago, but I think they're playing on house money. I think Chicago's won some games that they should not have won. I don't know if you can continue to do that.
That's why you
in
want
the
to play
playoffs.
Chicago and not Philly.
Right.
No, you
No,
don't wanna
and
play
Philly?
man.
And they
Yeah,
are,
yeah,
and they
yeah.
already, and the Philly fans are already on hurt. So yeah, he gonna have to produce. All right, let me say I received an email, and thank you, sister. Just to clarify our discussion yesterday. What you mean?
What I say, Jermaine?
Yeah.
Is they gonna pick up again tomorrow?
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna do it real quickly, then I'm gonna get it out the way. Okay. But no, I was arguing from the perspective of what we now call the church, the Christian church, Christianity, right? Its formation.
Yeah.
Someone pointed out to me that there were practitioners of Christianity in Ethiopia. But I was talking about pretty much what Constantine had done to form what we now many of our religious practices. This is not to say that Christianity was not practiced in Africa. There's a kingdom in Ethiopia, which I think in either the 4th century had adopted Christianity as a national religion. So no, the only argument I was making was the formation of what we now call the church. Let me zero in then on something that this conversation about Jesse Lee Peterson. This dude he's been on stupid for a long time. He wrote a book where he went after Al Sharpton and he went after Jesse Jackson, right? So he's always been conservative Christians' boy. When people come out, CC Winans and BB Winans, Rhonda and I, we were talking about this, and here's the question. BB and CC Winans get a lot of their money from white evangelical churches. These white evangelical churches tend to be more conservative, right? So I'm not surprised that she would be supportive. Now, she's never come out and said that she does or does not support Donald Trump. She's never done that. There are people now who, and what she was responding to was her sister, Debbie, and they have another sister that used to perform with Debbie. And they did a song, I want to say in the 90s, where they came out and it was one of the most homophobic Christian songs you ever want to hear.
What?
Yeah. And they really came out, and then they got to talking about, it's about, so they've been real conservative. And my understanding is that part of how Bishop Hines got in that picture with Trump was it was a suggestion that had come from Marvin Winans' son, that he would go to that meeting. That's supposed to be part, I don't know which son it was, and made that suggestion. Now that's kind of whatever. So what I'm saying is that there are black folks. So when we look at our politics, our politics tend to be almost like a duality that we deal with. Black folks are, as a general rule, socially conservative, right? When it comes to issues of abortion, when it comes to issues of same-sex relationships, blacks tend to be more conservative. We become more progressive when it comes to government, right? So because there are many of us, for whatever reasons, we have a relationship with government. You get a Social Security check, you be getting this. Poor people are more dependent on government programs. And we do have a significant number of poor black people. So there's always been that duality where you come out and there's certain issues. Now, when Michelle was talking about Westmore and this whole thing about, now there was polling out there saying that, right now, if you had talked about reparations, which Biden did in 2020, based on everything that was going on in the country, most people were kind of, oh yeah, we'll listen to the conversation. You see how quickly we have reverted back to where we were pre-2020, pre-George Floyd. So when people begin to talk about these things, that there are some black people who are very conservative, right? There's some black people down with MAGA, so I don't know how to explain that. You say people have the right to believe the way that they want to believe. But I think, especially when you're able to wrap it in religious terms, then people they feel more sanctioned to be able to do things. But here's the question. And this is the question Rhonda asked me. I always talk about Kevin Hart is one of the biggest stars on the planet, right? I mean, when you think about it, but if you go to a Kevin Hart concert, when he does the arenas, what's the percentage of white people in that?
Yeah, there's a lot of it's about like 30-40%.
More than that, probably.
Probably, yeah, like about 55%, 60%.
Okay. So here's the question, and this is the question Rhonda, excuse me, Rhonda asked me. So how can you survive on just black people's money? 414-444-5250. Can we say we support black businesses? But if I expand, do I have a ceiling when it comes to black people's money?
I was gonna chime in, but I'm gonna keep my.
Well, I need some help. I mean, why you doing that, Clark?
Because it's like
I'm leaving the room.
it's hard to speak on that one. I plead the fifth.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I plead the fifth. Because some of us ain't gonna pay that much money to see.
Well, and that's what I'm talking about with
Yeah.
artists, certain products. I'm just asking, I mean, so because there's certain black businesses we support. We
Right.
support black barbershops.
Right.
Black men ain't going to white barbershops. We support black beauty shops.
You know what she said, speaking of barbershop, so my cousin that moved to Indianapolis, he said he can find a barbershop. He walked in, they said, man, how can I get a cut with the shave? Dude said, yeah, that's $60. He said, $60.
Yeah, dude.
So,
Oh man, I'm so glad I shaved my head. Oh Lord, man.
$60.
Yeah, man. That for what? Because I don't know. I was just I was watching because I every now and then I run my godson to the barber shop, and I know he paying about 30, 40 for a cut.
Yeah.
And then when I looked at what he did, it was like, whoa. So we support black barbers. We support black, and we still supporting black funeral homes.
Right.
Now it gets into a problem. Oh, I'm sorry. And we still support black drug dealers.
You had to go there.
It's business, man.
It's business,
Now you can put morality on it. I'm just saying it's business, right?
You right about
but
that.
I'm just, if you want, and Rhonda made a good point. She said, look, if she's just dependent on black people's money, and I don't think CeCe Winans been depending on black people's money for a long time. Her songs are all crossover, white contemporary Christian songs, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Oh, they
no, but I'm saying she
get
a whole lot of support from white folks.
Well, yeah, the new songs that she's putting out, or that she actually has out right now, it is a crossover of CCM.
You can sing for praise and worship at a white church.
Well, yeah, CCM. That's what we call CCM music. But it's a lot of churches.
Christian contemporary.
So it's a lot of churches that's actually going like that Hillsong route. That's what we call.
And the only reason why we're not doing Hillsong anymore is because of the scandal.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how ubiquitous their whole thing. They were sending money out to all the. See, we're in our little vacuum, right? We're in our community, and we don't realize, some of us sometimes, that there's a bigger world out there and how people are conducting business out there, especially. So yeah, you want I'm just asking that question. And is that wrong? I mean, caller, welcome to the program.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. So first, let me start off with saying, I love y'all.
Thank you.
And I love you so much that I'm calling from H-Town, and we don't get you, obviously, so I have to listen online. But here's the thing. That's a loaded question, because I try real hard to deal with my people. And I'm going to say 98% of the time, I always end up getting screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of, can you live off of black folks' money only? I would say no.
Okay. I guess the other question is, should we have to?
I think we should. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would love for it to be a perfect world where I can shop confidently, knowing that if I go to my people, I'm going to be done right. And I know that goes both ways. I mean, the other colors can screw you too. But I want to live in a world where I know if I go to my brother, he going to treat me right. He going to do me right. He ain't going to try to dupe me. That type of thing. That's the kind of world I'd like to live in.
And you know what? And I actually feel you because sometimes, like when you go and support your own, because we actually was having this conversation yesterday. When you go and support your own, it seems like if they say they open at 10 o'clock, they won't open at 12. They won't open at 12. So you got a phone line in your business for us to call an order, but you won't answer your phone. So now you got to come stand in line for 20 minutes and wait. So
Did you get a bad attitude?
yeah, then you get a bad attitude and bad customer service because you would.
Oh, you mad at me because my food ain't ready?
Because you would answer your phone for me to call it
You
in.
mad? Let me get this straight. You mad at me because you don't have my food ready?
So it's just, I completely understand you because, sometimes I be frustrated because I be like, I love my people. I do. But it's like, I mean, going to like these brick and mortars and you try to shop with them, you might as well go shop in
And
the alley with
a
Pookie.
lot of it is that sometimes, they're doing it on a shoestring, right? And so then that becomes that philosophical question. One, the question that was asked because these churches that you support, or if you support the MAGA and it's negative to black people, should I sacrifice the money? Should I sacrifice my money? The baby, let me say this about Dave Chappelle. He did a masterful job explaining why he went over to Saudi Arabia to perform. He did a masterful job. Now, do I agree with it? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
see, but and you know what? It's a real thin line because again, money is green, so it's neither white or black.
There you go.
Money is green, and what makes the world go round and round is money. Therefore, I hate to say it, but as an artist, just because I don't align with how you feel and what you say,
Buy my records.
That don't mean that I won't sit in the same room with you because I'm not scared of you.
But no, we ain't talking about being scared. No. But should I be if I have somebody out here who's doing something where it is definitely detrimental to black folks?
But me coming to sing ain't gonna change the fact.
Oh, see, and that because cash over everything,
dollar bill.
So
what I'm saying
is, can I say this? Can I please say this?
Yes, ma'am.
If I start out when I walk out my door and I feel like my people not going to treat me right when I go to the establishment, I'm not going.
That part.
Period.
Yeah.
But there's certain things it's just going to happen, right? For the most part, 98% of black men are going to a black barber.
Well, yeah, because the guys can't cut because they can't cut our style.
They can because they're trained to cut your hair just like we're trained to cut their hair.
They working at Supercuts with scissors, man. They ain't using clippers, man.
I went there one time, long time ago. You ain't right.
I'm telling you, man. They working at Supercuts and they got scissors.
I'm not gonna call her name. If there was a barber, I know she used scissors. I appreciate you.
Hey man, I'm going to the hood.
Have a good day.
Hey, you too, and Happy New Year if we don't talk.
Same to you.
All right. Hey man, I'm going to the hood, man. Man, listen, I'm going to the hood.
I'm just saying certain businesses are dominated for black folks. For black folks. Now, here's what's crazy though. You might go to a black beautician to put your extensions in, but you buy your extensions from a Korean.
Ooh, say it again, bro.
Talk to him.
Yeah, say it again.
You go to a black beautician to put in your extensions.
But where you get the extensions
from?
But
the extensions are because the people that dominate the market are the Koreans.
And the Asians,
yeah. Caller, welcome to the program.
Boy, you struck a nerve.
But one of the things I would say that I remember the Chitlin circuit that DB and all of those black artists survived on with only black folks' money. James Brown, before he was international, survived on black folks' money. He made hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so I know some points in entertainment when Spike Lee started, we were watching those movies because they were geared to us. And that made he made movies, of course, later that had a more widespread audience, but he was there. So there have been instances when I want my corned beef, I go to 17th and Walnut. I don't go nowhere else.
The deli.
I don't care who else got it.
You go to the deli.
But
I go to the deli. But so we can find those kinds of businesses you can support. And I support everyone I can.
Okay, but you said something that was, and I don't know if you heard it in your sentence. You said James Brown survived on the Chitlin circuit, right? But James Brown really made his bank.
Yeah.
When white people started buying his music, that's when he really made his bank.
They started buying it more in Europe, and he was bigger in Europe.
But it was still commercial.
It's still white people.
But it was still commercial. Yeah, it was still commercial and corporate.
Right.
Yeah, and so there's always opportunities to find people who, when I want my cents or when I want certain things, I know that I'm going to find a black vendor to do that. And so, and then when I get a black plumber, I use a black electrician, I use a black person to do my lawn. I use people who I know have the integrity and the character to do what they're supposed to do.
Tyrone, who you sell your records to?
Because that's what it boiled down to. Because they'd be like, "Hey,
yeah, we support black business.
I ain't spending $20 for that."
But when you selling that record, I want Jermaine to buy that record. But look, like hip hop, they were doing pretty good. But when the suburban white boys started buying hip hop, they became multimillionaires and billionaires. I'm just saying, we're only 14% of the population.
Hey, but I'm gonna say this,
and we have some financial challenges within that 14%. So if you I'm saying if you want to be bigger than, now some people cool, I'm cool in my little lane right here. But then there's other folks who, like the blues folks now, who are getting like Buddy Guy.
That's blowing up now.
But who blew him up?
It's because of the commercial output.
And I'm not saying this about white superiority. I'm just saying it's a more expansive market. If I'm just sitting up looking at 14% of the population as opposed to looking at 70% of the population, I'm just so. And look, the reason why we have many black institutions is that, one, we couldn't. How many white folks gonna use black plumbers? How many white folks gonna use black morticians? Right. Now we have Krause, who's making encroachment where in our community where they're reaching out to us. But I think, and no disrespect, Northwest Funeral Chapel would have a difficult time selling its funeral home in Waukesha because white people don't want black people burying them.
Yeah.
And compared to us, man, some of us, whatever, that we'll go anywhere. That we'll go to Krause, that we'll go to Schwartz Funeral Home and things like that. I don't even think that's a real one. But just something of that nature that we would go to a funeral home like that. But on the flip side, I mean, they not coming to OBs or pits or things like that. They gonna stay, in they stay in their lane.
Yeah.
That's how we created. That's how it was, America. And then if depending on what, now look, if you have like Southern cooking, soul food, white folks might come for that.
Oh yeah, because they
gonna come.
Yeah, I mean, but then how much can you do? And then is that a destination? Because I can tell you that people are probably gonna go buy Chinese food and buy Mexican food before they go buy soul food.
Well, some of them too, because
and that's some of us.
Well,
no, they just incorporated that in Cracker Barrel. That's all.
Yeah, but but it'd be the sweet potatoes with the marshmallows on it, so it ain't the real.
I know,
it ain't the real deal. Cracker Barrel though is Southern, but Cracker Barrel is Southern cooking, and here's the thing:
yes,
it's supposed to we call soul food.
It's a different soul for them.
No,
right?
No, because you can get poor white folks from the South, and they cooking the same thing the same way we cook.
Yeah.
Because
Louisiana.
It's region,
Louisiana.
right? It's region and the environment and what's in there, and then how much money you have. The reason why poor whites and poor blacks eat pork goes back to the Civil War. Because when Sherman and his folks came down, they took the cows, but they didn't want the pigs. So, the only thing people had left. T, you want to hang on? Or
Oh, no, I just say Happy New Year to you guys, and thanks for the dialogue. I appreciate it.
All right, appreciate you. 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250. You're inside Community Voice. Caller, I see you. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Parris.
Welcome back, and let me say this. I have not been to Target at all this year. Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you, brother. Brother, you made a good question. But yes, you can live off of black money alone. And the reason why I say that is because everybody else that comes to our community is living off of the black money alone. If you look at 14 to 14% of the population that you talk about, that 14% of the population dominates almost every inner city in this country. Now check this out. Everybody comes to our community to thrive off of our black business, along with the government gift programs that they give them. You understand? That government, that food stamp, every time you cash one or run it through the swipe card, the card, you swipe it, it's instant money. It's $3, $4, $25, $18. It's real money with no taxes. No tax on the federal grant money, that particular grant, that subsidy. Now check this out. Everybody else, including the raggedy taco truck, who can't hardly wash his hands after handling everybody money and touching the utensils and touching your food, is getting rich off the black man. And we line up. The thing is, it's convenience. And what we did is we've been tricked with our own people, have allowed us to be removed from the convenience spot. The convenience spot is what get all the money. How you think Ace Hardware over there on Fond du Lac still working? Okay? The convenience, they hire the kite. I mean, you can't hardly afford them, but the convenience, you have to just make yourself buy it. And guess who they making the money off of? Black people, basically. There's some Jews.
Because they're in a black neighborhood.
That's right. That's right.
But the Ace Hardware, with the Ace Hardware on 68th and is that Elite, they're making money off of white people because that's the majority of people that come in that store.
Your question was, can you live off of black people money alone?
No, that wasn't my question.
What was the question?
Because remember, my statement or the question was, okay, you can survive with black people money. But it ain't like when you got money from a general population, that's more money.
Of course, it's more money, but
that's the point I'm trying to make. If you're trying to move up, then can you just and you do? And I'm not saying you won't do well. Obviously, black morticians have done well when it comes to black people.
Morticians, that's fun. That's fun to have a little lobster.
But because they're one of the pillars of the black business community. They do well. Okay, but then black barbershops can do well. Black beauty shops can do well. But I'm saying when it comes to other things where you can create and generate money, and we were really talking about entertainment, right? So when it comes to entertainment, great, you can have this, but most artists are looking, and what's the term? Crossover.
The crossover.
So why are we doing crossover?
Well, because the crossover, it kind of puts you in that, because we want to be around white folks.
No, it's more money.
Hold on.
It's more money.
Hey, brother, I'm going to show you something. Since you say it gives you that elite effect that you reach.
It's more money, Meech.
A white person can call your station right now.
And we have,
and you give that dude a half hour or a half hour because it's a crossover. You're reaching another audience, another. You sit there and that white dude or white girl be on the phone for you, be like, "We're ready." And Michelle, okay.
All right, well, let me do this then. Why don't you get off the line so the white people can call in and get their half an hour?
And you know what? I'm gonna do that.
And you've been on the phone for 15.
Because it's the reach out. You want to do that. You want to feel like you're reaching another.
I never. Now look, maybe there's a crossover from this. I never thought about
like you're reaching somebody else that's not of your, of your persuasion. So you feel that way. Hey, I'm reaching that person. Somebody.
I learned this a long time ago, and thank you, Mama. When my mama sent me to high school. My mama didn't send me to high school to be liked. My mama didn't send me to high school to be validated by the predominant number of people there. She sent me there for an education. And guess what? Just based on where the education was located and who was part of that education. You know, and I heard Polly Williams say this, the magic is not being in the same room with white folks. There's no magic. He said, then you could put one white kid in every classroom and then black kids are just going to learn. It doesn't come from that. The resources are there, and they're different resources. And I appreciate the fact that we had to do more with less, and we did more with less. But ideally, I would like to believe that every kid, regardless of their zip code, is going to receive a quality education, regardless of zip code, regardless of complexion, regardless of income status. But that's not our reality. Because,
man, what do that got to do with what we was talking about?
All right, brother. I'll let you figure it out. All right, appreciate you, man. Right. You can call me back once you figure it out. Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning.
Good morning.
What the question is about, do you have a limitation? Let's set that straight.
Okay.
Now, you will have a limitation if you just base it on a certain culture, okay? No one should never do anything just for a certain culture. It should be a vast opportunity of the listeners, okay? When you do things like that, you kind of case yourself for a failure. Listing yourself for only catering to one culture can be devastating to your growing ability. I noticed that a lot of places that put soul food end up being sold out of business, okay? Because you're limited to one vast of a community. I could not survive off of us because there's a lot of us that don't know what to do in the first place when it comes to being unity and supporting each other. We have a lot of different stage of our cultures that is envy of another. That's another thing too. In our culture, we figured that we could do better than this instead of having a leader that shows the outstanding measures and give them homage and praise that they're trying to achieve something to support. I have had a lot of us come out there to my place as soon as they see my place. And I did it on purpose to see what I would come up with. I did it with the Hispanics, I did it with the whites, and I did it with the blacks. What I have is that Hispanics and whites get their job done real quick and get out of there. Our people will so calm you about how much you achieve and looking around and making calculations. And before you know, they'll charge you $6,000 just for a doggone fence pole, one single fence pole.
That's an economic thing, though, right? You have bigger contractors who have more capital, which means that when they buy their supplies, they can buy their supplies at a discounted price because they're buying in volume.
You have union investors, Steve, to make it easier for the spread business out without a whole lot of hook and attachments that they can get things done when they come together. We got a problem letting each other become successful without doing what you call high poppy. If you look up the meaning of high poppy, okay, that's an individual that has to talk a lot about individual achieving things in order to make themselves feel achievable. And what we have is crab debaters. Some people figure that the best thing to hinder you from being more than them to keep sovereignty and downness in our community, just like throwing a piece of paper right in front of our house and not picking it up. It's all about strategy of how far you try to go and how much in profession that you're looking to be in your business. If you only cater to one, then you're limiting yourself. So I basically keep a lot of knowing that we got to support each other in order for us to grow. But we got to get out the stigma that can't nobody be a leader. All right?
All right. Appreciate you. Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
What's going on, brother?
What's happening?
Yeah, I don't know about surviving off the black dollars because sometimes the black business don't pay on time for you to even pay to even buy somebody else's different items. I'm just saying. Hey, we supposed to get paid on Friday. We didn't get paid till next Thursday. Like, come on, man, we got to get it together.
And a lot of that, man, is capital. Like, Michelle had dealt with this whole issue of this guy. I don't know if he's black or white, who was dumping tires, right? So his bottom line is, like, if you have a waste disposal company, you're talking about millions and millions of dollars in revenue. So then they can make the investment in the cost of doing business. But if you're trying to figure out how do you compete with the big boys, right? First of all, I'll charge you $2 a tire, but then you can't pay the dumping fee. So what do? You go and you dump it someplace else because your bottom line is. So one of the issues in any business, but particularly in black businesses, is undercapitalization, right? That you can't necessarily go and get an equity loan from the bank, which gets us back to the discussion we were having yesterday. One of the reasons why the black dollar only circulates less than a day in our community is that many black folks are not property owners. And part of you, when you have that property, is that you develop equity. If you have equity in that property, now you have collateral for a loan. You can get a line of credit because you have equity. But if you don't have equity, what's going to support your loan application?
Well, but then also too, and most of the time, most of that is the money is spent before we get it. So I don't see it's going to circulate in the community right away. You'd be like, it's already spent before you even get it.
What do you mean?
So yeah, it's counted for.
Yeah, you already
The money's already counted for. You ain't even got it yet.
No. That is true because some of us, man, that we do, like we know, like we would calculate it before we get it and say, okay, man, I'm gonna go buy these shoes with this, when I get paid. I'm gonna go buy these shoes. I'm gonna go
look at how you spending your money.
Don't go there because you know what they're gonna say. Yeah. They're gonna buy them same shoes that would have came out 30 years ago.
No. What I'm saying is, if they ain't work shoes, are you at a point where you can go out and buy luxury shoes? Are you struggling as a business person?
Listen, anything I buy that I'm gonna use, I need to make some money off of. Is the shoes? Is it the blender? If it's something that I'm gonna make some money off of, I'm gonna buy it because I'm not gonna buy on something unnecessary unless I really, really want it.
I drive by some of these daycare centers, and I see the luxury cars that's parked in front of the daycare center. And then I go, okay, and I can't tell, I ain't spending Oprah's money. But what I'm saying, for a lot of us, we want to look like ballers. So instead of saying, you know what, I got to invest in this. One of the interesting stories that my cousins told me, thank you, Clark. My cousins told me, they were on, my mom was interviewing them, and she was talking about, she said, so what happens when you go to a bank for a loan? I said, we didn't have to, because the way we did our finances, we pay as we went along, and then we invest back in the product, okay, and then you take a salary. See, that's for a lot of folks. They taking their salary, and you got bills to pay.
Don't that goes back to why how Cadillac got saved by the black folks because we couldn't put the money in the bank, and the white folks couldn't get their money out the bank. They had no more money in the bank.
I think that for poor people, and this is not just black people, for poor people, you don't necessarily, you've never had that much money. And so what are you going to do? So you're going to get everything you felt like you were deprived of, right? So, I tell the story. I was over here at Perkins one Saturday morning. Me and my guys, we met once a month. And these dudes, they was putting work in. You knew they were ballers, right? These dudes ordered so much food. I mean, there's no way they could eat all that food because for the first time in their life, they could spend it on food because prior to their come up, they were struggling.
No, that is true because when you young and you clubbing and you having money, when you go to the club, you buying all of these bottles and you just buying them because you can. But in reality,
You don't need it.
you don't need it, but you just want to stunt. And yeah, man, I got the money to spend, so I'm gonna spend $1,000 in the club. Like one time, I remember being at the club and seeing this guy. He bought the bar for an hour, so everybody was getting their drinks for free. At the end of the night, his tab was 20 grand. 20 grand at the bar.
But sometimes that ain't nothing compared with some of the stuff they doing.
Exactly.
Because if that's what they spending that on some rims and tires. That ain't in the car.
Because they don't.
That's chump change.
Because first of all,
They ain't work hard for it.
no, they did. Look, man, people put work in. They put work in. I'm not going to diminish the grind.
Okay, let me say it like this. You're going to see more ballers buying flashier cars
Right.
than people with real money. They're not going to buy. They might buy a decent car, but they're not going to buy all that.
Right, and a lot of that is when you look at, one of the things, and I can say that this is a carryover from how I grew up, and so in some ways I understand it. When my mom started paying for private education, well, then we ain't necessarily wearing, the top brand this because she got to figure out her bottom line. Her bottom line at this point is paying for that education. So there was clothes that I always admired. And then I was in environments where people, they wore some nice clothes. So, man, when I got to the point where I could buy clothes, I'm going to buy clothes. But then I caught myself and said, like, yeah, but clothes, they depreciate in value. Your car depreciates in value. Your house doesn't.
Right.
That's just basic economics.
And the thing is, you can put the black dude with the flashiest clothes on, but then you put Bill Gates and he got some old Reeboks on.
Right. You wouldn't even know he was Bill Gates.
You wouldn't even know, but you would walk right past him.
Right. Who's my guy? Warren Buffett. Dude still live in the same house he lived in before he made money in Omaha. He basically shops the same way he shops. I tell you somebody else, Herb Cole, as rich as that dude was.
Yeah, he used to drive a raggedy car.
Yeah, I mean, but if your values are in things, and then this kind of gets into what Michelle was talking about, then we began to see it in the 80s and 90s, because remember, Black religion and Christianity in particular has outsized influence in the Black community. So when the prosperity ministries began to, it started with Reverend Ike, and even before Reverend Ike, then for a lot of people, we've been taught that material possession is blessing. But it was something that Clark just said: more money, more problems.
That's why sometimes
I could be still dressed up, and guess what? Just like what was
empty.
Yep. What was it? Don King? He was telling the joke. He said, what do you call Sammy Davis Jr., who's a millionaire in Montana? Nigga. So you dressed up.
You still gonna be one.
Right. It doesn't change your social status. So what do we do to change our economic and social status? Yeah, and then OJ found out. And Tiger found out.
True.
All you transcendent.
I don't think he counted.
Who?
Tiger.
Yeah, I don't think.
Tiger found out.
He found out.
He found out when all the pictures of him and those white prostitutes came out, and there's that famous scene when he goes to play is that the Masters in Augusta, and then they sit up basically chewing him out in front of folks, saying, "Okay, like, come on, man, you find out." I wish that the needle has been moved enough that it doesn't matter, but it really doesn't matter. Why did we react the way we reacted to Sharon Moore? Because chances are, had it been, and again, we always talk about what if it would have been a white female, a Black female, would we be reacting the same way? And you can't, and there were people, they always had an issue with him being a Black coach. Okay. Oh, so now you're a Black coach with a white wife and a white girlfriend?
Yeah, that's one thing they don't. They hate when you go get theirs.
Oh man, and again, you don't want to believe, and people, oh no, it's about performance. No, I wish it was. He's not gonna be able to find another job. Not as a head coach.
Come back home.
And not on that level. Now he might coach Pee Wee or high school, but not on that level. He ain't gonna get that type of money.
Well, right out. Since we're talking about football, the 16-3 Seahawks.
Man, bye, man. Y'all gonna lose in the playoffs anyway, man.
Come on, man.
I'm hanging up on you, Arizona.
We're gonna get first round bye.
Oh, so he snuck in to have wait a minute. They had this really deep, substantive conversation, only to be able to spew hate.
The devil himself.
Happy New Year, man. Caller, welcome to the program. Oh, he was really slick on that. We have this conversation like for the people, and then he go, "Yeah, what about those Seahawks?" Like, man, what about them Seahawks?
Okay, we're real smooth on that.
Right, what is that? Hey, man, we gotta give him what we give him on that one. We give him. I'll give him. Caller, welcome to the program. That was clever. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
I just wanted to make a comment. I certainly appreciate the context of the conversation, but there was a comment that was made by a caller in which he talked about, in which he talked about Cadillac being saved by Black folks.
Yeah.
And that is true.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yes,
is that really?
It is absolutely true because to the point that he was making,
it's true.
That we weren't able to put our money in banks. And so we had all kinds of cash on hand.
Yep.
White people's money got put in banks. When there was a run on the banks and the Great Depression and all that stuff hits, they lost their money.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't that we were just splurging and buying stuff, being irresponsible with our money. We had it because all of our money couldn't go. So I didn't want to lose that point when he said it, that he is absolutely right. Cadillac was saved because Black folks had cash on hand.
And then it's crazy, man, because now man, that we are branded for that. So it's like that when you see, a Cadillac, you see Black people drive. Black people driving Cadillac because that used to be the stereotype behind us driving Cadillacs is, oh man, that's a Black man car.
You remember the Dave Chappelle skit on reparations?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the vehicle they bought?
Cadillac.
Escalade.
But it was because Cadillacs was the standard of excellence.
Right.
It wasn't, it was just like the same reason why white people bought them. Because it was the best at the time.
Okay.
And so but I'm gonna go, but I just want to say that no, the brother is absolutely correct. That's how Cadillac got saved during the Great Depression.
Yeah. It was a movie. It was a movie based on that, Brother Jermaine.
Yeah.
It was a movie that based on that.
What, Cadillac Records?
No, but it was based.
Which was
did drive a Cadillac,
which was owned by Jews.
Yeah, Cadillac Records was owned by Jews, but the dude.
And there's a reason why Jews would drive Cadillacs. They wouldn't drive Benzes. They wouldn't drive BMWs, right? For a long time. Had everything to do with the Holocaust and Mercedes and BMW. BMW to this day has not apologized for its complicity in World War II. Okay.
So where did this whole thing, Black man wish come from?
What?
So you know how like white people will say when they see a Black man looking at a BMW or driving a BMW, it was the standard for Black man wish. Yeah, so it was that stereotype that white people would use towards us. Man.
Well, I remember BMW used to stand for Black man working.
Nah, Doc, they was like, man, that's a Black man's wish.
Well, look, I don't know how popular BMWs are among Black folks. I know Black folks who own them, who drive them.
Yeah.
I would think that depending on if you want to look like a ball. Here's the other thing, y'all. And boy, oh boy, the social commentary of the Beverly Hillbillies should not be lost on people. And even though they were white hill people, this whole idea of that what happens when people come into money. Because
Black gold, that is.
Texas tea.
Yeah.
Movie stars.
and then it made, because there are class distinctions among white folks. Here's one of the first lessons I learned at Dominican, that all white folks are not the same.
Yeah.
You know, I found out the ethnic differences. So, you know, on the North Shore, where it was primarily German, Irish, that made up, you know, the student population, they were the predominant people with money. They looked down on the people on the South Side, particularly the Poles, right? And so for the first time, man, the Polish jokes I used to hear white people telling, and I go, oh, because even then, but I did not know there was black people. See, two things we found out. Black people saved Cadillac, and it was a black man that introduced macaroni and cheese to America.
Lord have mercy. Know your
history. You listen to Community Voice. The phone line's open, 414-444-5250, 414-444-5250. Go take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Host Keith Parris.
All right, welcome back, caller. Welcome to the program.
Excuse me. Good morning, Mr. Keith Parris.
JT.
How you be?
I'd be all right for a black man living in America.
Don't even go there.
You know I know
better. But anyway, sir, hey Keith, people was talking about Cadillacs. Let's get back to Cadillacs, okay? If I may. They were telling the truth about the Cadillacs, Keith, because when you do your research, sir, you would know that black people back in the days, even though they was popular and stuff like that, they wasn't allowed to get expensive stuff. Because Ford had Lincolns. Cadillacs was competing with the Lincolns, okay? Cadillac was racist. Cadillac said, we're not going to sell a Cadillac to a nigger, okay? But Lincoln, they probably was like that too back in the day. I'm talking about the 1920s and 1930s, Keith Parris. But, sir, yeah, they was right. Because back in the days, when Cadillac, matter of fact, Cadillac was so precious and stuff like that, because they're going to try to outdo Lincoln and stuff like that back in the days on Ford. Because Ford, they was the first one that had the assembly line and stuff like that. Keep, but back in those days, hey, it was hard for black people to even get a Ford. Okay, so excuse me. But anyway, sir, getting back to Cadillac, yeah, Cadillac was racist, and it was getting ready to go out of order, lose their business. But what they did, Mr. Keith Parris, they fired the CEO at Cadillac, which is called now General Motors, okay? But back in the days, back in the 1930s, 20s, and stuff like that, Mr. Keith Parris, yeah, they were so racist, man. They would want to sell nobody. They didn't care if you was how much money you had. But if you was black, hey, we competing against Lincoln, and we competing against everybody else. Because back in those days, they had all kind of fantastic cars back in the days. But yeah, Cadillac was so racist, they didn't want to sell no car to a black person. And you know what black people had to do? They had to pay some white person, a friend or something like that, to go and get a Cadillac if they wanted that. But you know what happened? Cadillac, because they was being so racist like that, Mr. Keith Parris, they're getting ready to go out of business. You know what happened? Again, Mr. Keith Parris, what they did, Cadillac fired the CEO at Cadillac at that particular time in history. And when Cadillac fired that CEO in that time in history and trying to compete with Lincoln and Ford and Oldsmobile, you name it, Keith. But come on now, the people that called in, they was telling the butt naked truth. Back in those days, Cadillac was so racist, they wasn't going to sell to no black people. Black people had to pay a white person to come in and get it. But once they realized that, they just fired his butt and hired somebody else. And when they did that, yeah. So in the long short of this conversation, Mr. Keith Parris, the people who was called in, they was telling the butt naked truth, because black people did say Cadillac.
All right, man.
And thank you, Keith.
All right, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, sir.
All right, thank you. Okay, welcome to a new feature that I just made up as I was sitting here. Things that you didn't know that black people did. 414-444-5250. 414. Now, you know, I didn't know about the macaroni and cheese. Had to look that one up. Now we found out about Cadillac. So if there's anything else out there, because we should know our history, that there are things that you probably didn't know that a black man did. Now, I do know, and this is at every family reunion now, that it was a black man who invented the Super Soaker.
Yeah, I found that out too.
Yeah, so and another big part of our, of
I
our.
didn't know that either myself, Keith.
Yeah. You know, every Black History Month, we come up with all the things Black people invented, and then we read it. But yeah, the Super Soaker. Caller, welcome to the program.
Oh yeah, he got his money for that too.
Yeah.
They was trying to take his money.
Was it a black man who invented the blunt?
I mean, whoever it was.
If anybody could confirm that, call and welcome to the program.
And put the ooh-wee inside. Who was that? Who
A black man. Call and welcome to the program.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, I just got a comment. Some of the guys that call in to you, and sometimes Michelle's show, and I've been listening for a while. It's almost like a roller coaster. You know how a roller coaster, it creeps going up,
mm-hmm.
and then once you get to the top, they just explode going down.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 2 or 3 callers that call you and Michelle, and it reminds me of a roller coaster. So if they gonna get to the point, just get to the point. You know, you don't got to creep up, and then explode. You know what I'm saying?
Said, don't take me around the corner and yeah.
Yes.
Yada yada yada.
Yes, get to the point.
Hey, take me to the water, man. Don't just take me.
Oh wait, hold on. There's an exception. If you're white, you get a half an hour. So you don't have to get to the point. You can take that whole half an hour and filibuster and do whatever you want. But you're not white, Beach. So get to the point.
Oh my God, it kills me every morning. But you guys are doing a great job. I have my coffee and donut every morning. Listen to you guys.
We appreciate that.
Right.
Happy New Year, man.
All right, brother. Y'all too, man. It's Big T.
All right.
All right, later.
Me say with white people, you give them a whole half an hour.
He said, man, get to the point, man.
If I look at the amount of time you get on all the programs you call in on, you get more than an hour.
Hey, man.
You just spread yours out. Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Good morning.
What's happening?
I gotta let me say it straight with you. Okay, Cadillac was made for the rich and mostly catering to mafias. Okay, Cadillac and Lincoln was running at each other to overwin whoever had the most money to buy. And so this is when Oldsmobile came in for the poor man. And this is when the black man adopted the flagship 9.8. 9.8 became the epitome of car.
The Oldsmobile 98
drive to show distinction.
It's the Oldsmobile 98, right?
Yes.
I love them cars.
Well, why didn't you mention the other one, brother? Deuce and a quarter.
Yeah. So what about Brewitt?
Wait.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Let's go to Deuce and a quarter was for a little bit more time. Okay. 9.8 was a poor man's Cadillac. Okay. If you know that it's 2 different type of knowings if you don't know. Oldsmobile was the feature for El Dorado Cadillac. Okay.
Yep.
The only thing they did is change the front clip and the back light. That's the only thing that was different from the El Dorado. Okay. They made it more accessible for a middle class man to buy. And that became actually 9.8 and Deuce and a quarter became over Cadillac as far as compatibility, and Cadillac was left by itself as far as luxury. 9.8 carried both of them. It carried the muscle and it carried the luxury that black people wanted. Okay? Thank you.
I appreciate it. Happy New Year.
Okay.
So there's the L Dog. What's L Dog, Clark?
That was the
El Dorado, the El Dog.
Dorado.
And then I forgot about the Oldsmobile 98. My mama had one of those. She had a 98. And then, of course, I saw more black folks. If they weren't in the caddy, they was in the Deuce and a quarter. That Buick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that
Deuce
deuce of the quarter. L dog.
That's one car you could never tell. You can run into a tree, you tear the tree up.
Oh, that was real metal. That was real.
You put a dent in the tree. That deuce in the quarter still.
And that was before airbags. Yeah, that was before, because they design cars now. I found this out. Oh man, I ain't name dropping on this, but I had one. I didn't enjoy it. Young folks enjoy this car, the Infinity. But the guy explained to me, he said that now the way they design cars, it used to be if you got into a front end collision, literally the engine would come up into the compartment of the car. Now cars are designed when you had that the engine drops, right? And now you have airbags too. But yeah, deuce and a quarter. Have I ever owned? You know what? I've never owned an American car. I've never owned an American car.
You ain't never have a Gremlin?
Nope. No American Motors.
Man, I think
that's a Buick, right?
Yeah.
I think the best luxury car I've owned was a Lincoln, man. I had the Lincoln Continental and I had the Lincoln Navigator.
So you had a Lincoln?
Oh man, listen, man. I had the great Lincoln Continental with the burgundy interior with the sunroof.
Didn't Keon had a Lincoln, didn't he?
And then I had a Lincoln Navigator.
What's the sister? She's she was over the labor unions for many years. And I don't know, Keon said something slick to her. She said, "Oh, is you still driving that Klinkland? With all those dents you got in that car?" I never owned an American car. I owned a Fiat, that's Italian, Volkswagen. I had a Toyota, and we're really now with Honda because Rhonda always liked Hondas. So we have Acura, but I've never owned an American car. Huh?
That was Chrysler,
right?
Chrysler.
Yeah, Chrysler made to New York.
Yeah, I'm talking about, man. Now you talking about indestructible, dude. That was another one, man. What a lot of those cars, and now the way that they're using the metals for the car, you want it sleeker, right? You don't want it to carry a lot of weight, so then you get better engine efficiency.
Yeah, but they wanted to. I mean, but these cars now are trash because if you cough on them, they gonna crunch up. So it's like, man, bring me back to the days of the '76 Bonnevilles, man.
Oh, a Bonnie.
Yeah, Doc. I had a '76 Bonneville with the skirts on it, peanut butter, man.
Y'all remember Phil Token's Bonnie the Cadillac that used to sing?
I mean, I was bad when I had my Bonneville, man.
That was
that built? Was that Token?
It was him, it wasn't his wife, wasn't it?
Yeah, but the actually was a Bonneville, and it would sing.
Yeah. Yep. The Bonneville was singing.
Huh?
Fred Jones,
Oscar Johnson. Oscar put a lot of folks in cars.
Man, Fred put a lot of people in cars too.
Fred had a dealership.
Pontiac, Fred Jones Pontiac.
Yeah, he had a dealership. Okay. Oh.
So wait.
Who do you know wanted to buy a car?
Who do you know? Mainstream anomaly falls.
Nope. Well, other than Bonnie.
Hold on.
I'm trying to remember the song that Bonnie sang, but
wait.
No, but that one you right.
But that mainstream was who? That was Artie Von Sato.
Right. Mainstream and Menominee Falls.
Yeah, that hook catch you every time.
Well, so out of everybody that owned a dealership, Fred Jones had a long run. He had a long run with his dealership on 76. It was Fred Jones Pontiac.
No, but then he was out on Burleigh. Capital.
Yeah, Capital.
There's a Cadillac dealership now. Yeah. And it was something where GM was going in and they were either downsizing, and so they were buying out. I don't know what his situation was, but they were buying out franchises. And then he had, did he have a Buick? Because they discontinued the Pontiac. Yeah, that's where Crest is now. Yeah,
because Pops got out. Yeah. Wait, so because Crest was down here too, off of Green Bay.
On Port Washington.
No.
Because it started off as Metropolitan Cadillac.
Wait, I'm talking about before they went
As a
to
matter
Port
of fact,
Washington.
I went to high school with the young ladies.
What was those car dealerships that was on Green Bay right off of Capitol? It was a Cadillac joint that was right on the corner.
That was no deal. No deal was right there.
Cadillac, yeah.
And Jenkins, they was there for a minute.
Cadillac that was there. And
No Dale. I forgot about No Dale.
Yeah, they was there for a minute.
because my pops and them used to get all their Cadillacs from there.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all drove caddies?
Man, caddies and
The
Lincoln.
reason why I know about No Deal because I used to always like to go up to Rankin and see them old cars.
Matter of fact,
Rankin
the car dealership, that's where I saw Eric Benet and Holly Berry at that car dealership off of Green Bay. They was on Green Bay.
Oh, that's the.
And they was looking at the car.
That's Jenkins now, right?
Yeah, that was Jenkins.
Was that Jenkins?
That was Jenkins back
Yeah,
then.
they did high
Jaguar.
Yeah, Yep, sure was. Yeah.
Caller, welcome to the program.
No.
It's different now. It's something else.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, you guys are talking about the Cadillac. I want to know, in the Cadillac symbol, there are 6 different colors. I want to know, can one of you guys tell me what those 6 different colors mean?
Yep. Well, I can't tell you what they mean, but I can tell you the colors. I think they red, yellow, blue. Wait, red, yellow, blue, green. Red, yellow, blue, green.
No green.
No green. It's red, yellow, blue.
Black, white, silver.
Yeah, because matter of fact, that we used to wear the Cadillac symbols as chain pieces. So we used to wear the
Fake
emblems.
ballers.
We used to wear the emblems on our chain.
So did the car miss it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty car. Yeah, if one of your cars
Where's your medallion?
Came out naked,
They
probably
messed up black people when they embedded those medallions.
Oh yeah, so did because man, we used to take them joints and you can as soon as you touch them,
and then they had to build where they could bend back.
They could bend back.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
take them
embed
up
it
out
now.
of
They don't. They embed it.
Yeah.
All right, man. All right. Happy New Year. Caller, welcome to the program.
Hold on a second. Okay. That was Rankin's song that you're talking about on Green Bay. Rankin's on Buick.
Yeah.
Francona Buick was out there on Burleigh where Myers is. What's his name? Ernie Vaughn sold a slew of cars, mostly Pontiacs, but he sold Volkswagens. Sure. He's one of the first to sell a variety of cars. Right. Crest Cadillac is where it is now. The Pontiac dealership was next door to Crest Cadillac. That's still out there.
I got my Fiat from Frascona.
And then you mentioned, he sold Fiat. Tony Frascona sold Fiat. You also mentioned the Metropolitan Cadillac. Right. They were at 35th in Wisconsin Avenue where the Walgreens
was. Yeah, sure was.
City Motors, Gordon Page Chevrolet, Quinn Levin Buick. With 3 locks on that corner.
Went to high school with the Quinn Levins.
Yeah, the Quinn Levin Buick. I got one of their toolboxes in my garage right now.
Okay.
Wow, yeah, I do remember.
And then the Met went out to not Walker Cell.
Brookfield?
No, right out here in West Dallas, the Met.
Okay.
It was we call it Met.
So let's really go back. What was the name of that dealership, the Olds dealership there on 3rd and Right?
Was it Renner?
Which one?
Renner Oldsmobile.
Right there, but that was an old
It
dealership.
might have been Bill Blatchmore or something like that.
Right.
But then Renner was on 27th and Lisbon. That was Renner Olds.
No, this was on 3rd and Right, where those apartment buildings are right now. No,
I want to say Bill Blackmore.
Oh yeah. On the east side of the street. Yeah, there was a car dealership there. Where that's
and then we had what's his name?
Big Step went in there.
Larry Balistrier's Mobile, Tatonia and Flores right there.
Right, and then what about Bud Selig? Selig Chevrolet.
Selig Chevrolet was on
from the Brewers.
Yeah.
Selig on a lot of lots. They just went out really recently.
Yeah, didn't it sell the Schlesinger?
Selig was out. I think he bought Gordon Page Chevrolet on 35th in Wisconsin.
Bud Selig had several car dealerships here.
Yeah, they had a lot. They were an auto group. They were one of the first auto groups.
Oh.
Yeah, but we had dealerships all over
Oh,
Wisconsin. I mean, Milwaukee, the greater Milwaukee area.
Places that you would go.
Northridge Chevrolet up here on Brownville Road. Remember that?
Yep.
Somebody said Chrysler on top.
I went to high school with
Florida?
remember Pomona Ford?
Yeah, from Mona Ford.
Yeah, I went to high school.
What about O.C. White and Jack White Ford? Remember that?
Man, you really
2401 North Naisville Road, and then Swiffle Ford on 51st and Elizabeth, about a housing authority there.
And who?
You went way.
And what was the other? The spot down in was it? He came later, like in the late 70s. Was it Crazy Bill?
Jim. Oh,
Crazy Jim.
Crazy Jim. Yeah, Crazy
Jim.
Too.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute.
Do you remember as a kid riding them lives and all those used car lots and they had all them light bulbs and
right?
Hey,
you drove through there, man.
Hey, how many of y'all went to Big Bill's and got a car from Big Bill?
I ain't never bought no car from Big Bill's. They ain't telling all.
Hey, soon as you buy the car, drive off the lot, the car used to stop on you.
That's your first
engine
Well,
go out.
you know what? Caitlin was looking for her first car, and you just want a car,
yeah.
And then you see a car, and I gotta have that car,
yeah.
And so she came back, and we going. They want 18% interest.
Yeah. Yeah,
so
those
she ended
like
up right.
If
So,
they
but her
finance.
credit was decent for her age.
Yeah.
So that she got something where it was more like 5%. But they wanted 18, 19. No, because they'll give
Yeah,
you
you
a car.
go from LaJoy's going west or northwest, going through there back in the late 70s, early 80s. It was them car lots was lit on Lisbon, going all the way up.
Sure was. Wow.
All the way up to Center Street, past Center Street, Crazy Rhymes. They're seeing our Novelty Motors now.
Man, I just wonder.
Picklesville, Picklesville had the hearse, the green Picklesville. It was a Cadillac hearse.
Okay.
That advertised on. It was called Picklesville, though.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, the most.
Well,
tell me about some car lots, though. I'm into them cars. Have a good Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year to you too.
Okay.
Hey, Jermaine, the color, the Cadillac symbol was yellow, black, red, blue, gray, white, and a light gray.
Yeah, because we used to wear them.
We listen.
We was fly.
Bama. You listening to Community Voice Callers. We see you. Country. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Parris.
All right. Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Morning.
What's happening?
I bet you haven't knew this one right here. No. Have you ever heard of Parris and Son, 1915? He is the first black inventor of cars that he has done in his own selection that right now GMC is using and Harley Davidson is using. Do your research. I guarantee you'll like me as much as oblige.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Happy New Year. Caller, welcome to the program.
Good morning, Keith.
Good morning.
Good morning, everyone, again. Keith, you guys have touched on a subject that made me feel 17 years old again. This is one fact that a lot of people don't know, but Metropolitan Cadillac started on Broadway and State in 1961.
Wow.
They moved to 35th in Wisconsin in 1972. I joined Metropolitan Cadillac in 1979 when I was laid off from A.L. Smith. I was a lot attendant there. And on Wisconsin Avenue, you had Humphrey Chevrolet, who owned Quinlevin Buick because it was Humphrey. Glenn Humphrey was the owner's name. He had dealerships in Wisconsin as well as Rockford, Illinois. He had Humphrey Cadillac there. You had Bert Dinkin, who owned City Motors across the street from Metropolitan Cadillac, who financed cars for the brewery workers or anybody that could pay a weekly car payment. And then you had Les Hancher on 27th and Capitol, who went into one of Rankin Son's old buildings when Rankin Son used to be on 27th and Capitol. And they moved over to the east to Green Bay and Capitol. And I, in 1985, became, and believe me or not, it was 1985 before Wisconsin had a black Cadillac salesman, and that was me. I was the first Cadillac salesman for Metropolitan Cadillac. And I had one of my biggest challenges as a black salesman in West Dallas, Wisconsin at 10221 West Arthur Avenue, where Metropolitan last ended up at. We were there from January of 1981 to 2008 when the dealership was closed by Max Stevenson. The owners of Metropolitan Cadillac was Lou Siegel and Paul Siegel. Ray Morris took over when Lou was ill and got older in his years.
Yeah, I went to high school with his daughter.
Yes.
Ray Morris went to high school with his daughter.
Right. He had 2 daughters, and his wife had 2 daughters.
Okay.
And the family was fantastic. That's where I met one of the most generous family members to me to this day, which was Norm Soroff. Norm Soroff owns Master Lock Corporation. I began to work for Master Lock Corporation in 1989 when I moved back from Little Rock, Arkansas with Sidney Moncrief. Norm Soroff bought me in cash one payment, my first home for me, which stands on 60th and Hampton to this day.
Wow.
I felt like when you guys start talking about cars, and it just brought back memories to me, because I met Norm Soroff at Metropolitan Cadillac in 1978, and we became friends throughout the years. That's when I met his cousin, which was Herb Cole. And you talking about the most generous people throughout the years who have blessed my life up until today's date. And the most prolific human beings who've ever touched my life was Ulysses Bridgman Jr. Jr. was one person that I think God put on this earth to do exactly what he did his whole entire life, was to give and give and give. And Junior fell to his death of a heart attack, giving money away for the Boys and Girls Club and the Boys and Girls Scouts of America in Louisville, Kentucky, this past summer.
All right, man.
And Milwaukee, I love you all. Thank you.
Happy New Year.
You learned something.
Yeah. And I went to high school with at least 3 families that own car dealerships. So that was, like I said, the Formolos, the Quinn Levins, and then again, Mr. Morris, his daughter was there when she was in my class. Caller, welcome to the program. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Keith. Good morning to everyone in the studio. Yeah, you guys are talking about dealerships. Third and right on the northeast corner, the name of the dealership was Donaldson and O's. And
we're on third and right.
Third and right, Donaldson and O's.
Yep.
I lived on second and right, so I used to walk past there every day.
Yeah, my grandma was on first and right, and we were on like fourth and right.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, we was just talking about that little corner there, right across the street. There, it was a old German shoe repair shop.
Yes.
Right there on the corner. And
yes.
And then he moved across the street up towards the middle of the block where Philadelphia Church of God in Christ was.
That's
and
right.
he was up closer to where Myers used to be.
Yes, it is. And he got up in age, and he had to retire his son.
Because I remember him when he was a teenager.
Yeah,
working with his dad and his mom. Yeah, they're because right there, because you had Myers, and then until the riots, you had Brill's. You really didn't have to go downtown for much, man.
No. We had our downtown right there on 3rd Street.
Yep.
We had a car wash. We had there was a gas station there. There was Brill's. There was Myers.
Discount Center.
The discount center. That was the big center that the riots took all of that stuff out of it.
Well, you know what? It survived the riots, but the next year, we don't know who started that fire. But because I remember it because my sister was going to daycare at St. Francis, and so I'd be on the bus. So I go down, pick Francine up. I see all of the fire trucks there. I'm fascinated with this. So I go pick Francine up. We get on the bus, take the 19 back up, get her back in the house, jump back on the 19 to go down to watch this fire. Then I'm standing next to some militants, right? And they was going, burn, baby, burn.
Yes,
and I'm going like, where you going to get your combat boots and and your jean, remember the jean suits that people used to wear? Yeah, you got that from the discount center.
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you, man, after the riots was over with, man, I mean, like all those stores moved away.
Yeah.
We destroyed our own community.
Well, but you know what? I think that they were going to move anyway. I think because the changing demographics in that neighborhood.
Right.
Because there used to be, where that gas station is on King Drive and Center. There used to be a store, a toy store there. I remember as a kid. And they'd have right there on the corner, and they had, but 67.
Hey, let me ask you this.
They got wiped out.
Do you remember Art's Shoe Shine Parlor?
Yes.
Yeah, man. That's back in the day, man.
And then Ace Trey, I didn't know that you didn't go there to get your shoes shine. I'm going there to get my shoes shine. I'm 14. I don't know. There was stuff going on in the back room. I knew Mr. Sterling too.
Yeah, there was stuff going on. There was stuff going on in the back room. We was kids, man. We didn't know nothing about it.
Man. I'm in there actually get my shoes shine.
Yeah, we put 2 and 2 together, man. I mean, like that's back in the day. There was nobody wearing. I mean, everybody, teenagers and up, man. We were wearing dress shoes.
Yeah.
There was no tennis shoes. We didn't even wear blue jeans.
Right. I remember when I got my first pair of blue jeans. My grandmother would go, "Boy, why you wearing those overalls?" I said, "Grandma, these ain't overalls, but shoes." Because man, I don't know why I became such a little shoe freak, but the first pair of great shoes I got, I'm really going old school on y'all now, was some Shanks.
Oh, yeah.
You remember the Shanks? Those were the first ones. And you know why they call them Shanks? Because they look like pig feet, so they called them Shanks. You got them from Tom McCann's right there on third. That was the first pair, and then the rest is history. But you know why I never bought a pair of shoes from? Bronovans.
Oh yeah, I remember Bronovans. Yeah,
and that's when the Flosham, they sold Floshams, Flosham, right? Floshams and Stetsons. And Stetson had this little shoe. It was a pointed toe shoe, and you had a little metal piece right there on the lip of it.
Oh yeah, metal piece. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Here goes a popular shoe back then.
Yeah, but I mean, if you had bank, you was at Brannigan's. That's or you go downtown to the Florshams downtown.
Well, we had layaway back then, man. My mom bought me a pair of celebrity boots and put them on layaway. They were $24.95.
Well, I still wear Chelsea's.
Oh yeah.
Man, I remember they had layaway at Payless.
Yeah, well, layaway everywhere.
Everywhere layaway.
And that's something I just couldn't do. I couldn't do layaway. I didn't understand paying for something that I didn't walk out the store with.
Oh yeah, at that particular time.
Yeah, I mean, but like layaway. Let me.
They still do layaway now?
Now you get.
It depends what store you go to.
Yeah, but now you do karma.
So it ain't called layaway.
No, now you go I buy the product and then you got 4 payments.
And then you pay less. What?
No, you don't pay less. You pay overtime.
Yeah, pay overtime. Well, yeah, they got this. You know what? They actually got this app called Pay. I think it's Pay After or Pay Later.
Yeah.
That you can actually
Afterpay.
Yeah, Afterpay. So you can get plane tickets, all type of stuff.
They said people are using that for groceries.
Yeah.
Plane tickets, hey, Keith, plane tickets. I knew, but when we were kids, man, nobody got on the plane. We knew.
I didn't ride a plane until I was 18 years old.
Really?
Yep.
Man,
and that was flying back from school because the first semester I took the bus, man, 13 hours on a Greyhound. And then you come out smelling like the bus.
Greyhound.
Oh, nothing, man. That ain't nothing.
Like roll.
Take 2 days
Okay,
to Vegas on the Greyhound.
You went to
Hey man, I would like to say to the entire WNOD staff and the listening audience, wishing everyone a happy and prosperous New Year.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Let me do last caller. We got to wrap it up. Call it real quickly. Good morning. Peavar Brothers.
And then real quick, do you remember McBain to Mercury?
Where was that?
Silver Spring in Green Bay. Solsfield Token.
Oh, okay.
I still got a car from McBain, Lincoln Mercury, in my garage.
Let me do a jingle. 1, 2, 3. Look at Mr. Lee.
Yeah,
He's so fine.
Yeah,
Mr. Lee's. He had a clothing store down on Wisconsin Avenue.
Let me say this real quick. Y'all talked of Third, the area of Third and Wright and all that. And years ago, they used to have a lot of stores south of North Avenue with a WT Grant, and you could see it at the top.
Yep.
But they would put their name on these, I want to say, piles where you could walk in. They had a display around Christmas and walk like in a horseshoe, but you'd be not in the store, but they had these glass display cases they would change stuff in. And I was down there working one day, and I looked on the ground, and they still had that WT Grant down on the ground in that pile right there. I thought that was unique.
Didn't they have? Wasn't there also not Ben Franklin, a Woolworths there too? Because you had Walgreens on the corner.
What?
On the corner of North Avenue and
Walgreens, Woolworths down there.
Yeah, Woolworths.
You mentioned Bronovans. There was one across from the Steers up on Fond du Lac. Mike's Bronovans, it was called.
Right there on North Avenue. Yes, sir.
In Fond du Lac.
Yeah.
Peavar Brothers was around the corner, and then they put the Peavar Brothers on Village.
Right.
But they financial close to let you make payments on it.
Yeah, well, Peavar, we used to call that's the pimp ass store. That's what the Pimps got their gear, man.
You had a guy.
Remember those knit sweaters? Remember the knits? Yeah, yeah, buddy. Hey,
I know that from my older brother. You had a guy that called and he said he went down to Little Rock and he was the first black Cadillac film. Everything he said was right except for Rankin's Son. Rankin's Son was on Titonia and Green. They were the gout story. That's what Rankin's Son used to be before he went down on Green Bay Road.
No, that was Coles.
That was Red Owl and Rankin's Son.
Okay, all right. Let me do. I gotta go, man, bro.
Okay.
Appreciate you. Happy New Year. Hey, y'all. Let me thank Clark. Thank you, Debo. Thank you, Jermaine. Thank you, callers. Really appreciated you. We started off talking about white people's money, and we got into Cadillac.
Yeah, ain't that so?
Good Lord willing, Creek don't rise. I hope to talk to everybody tomorrow. And as always, go from this place in peace.